What's up, and welcome to Casually Live with Brian, with your boy Brian, the Casual Brian, or Brian Casually Watches Anime. If you're not already following, be sure to follow, and if you're not already subscribed, I highly implore you to subscribe because we talk about anime, TV, and film all the time. For example, we just watched Doctor Stone, amazing. Going to talk about that. Liar Game, we're going to talk about that. And then Beef Season 2, we're going to be talking about that. So if you are into all things nerdy, really, not so much nerdy, all things Netflix, all things Crunchyroll, then this is the place for you. And we're normally, I got to say normally, we're live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday and Friday, we try to hit it around 12 o'clock. And Wednesday, we try to do it a little bit later for the people that are not able to make that 12 o'clock live. Yesterday, your boy was busy. Your boy was just busy and couldn't make it happen. I feel like I could make it happen, but I just couldn't make it happen. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like I was trying to make it happen, but I just couldn't get there. Hello, welcome back, I should say. Let me know in the comment section, where are you watching from? Where are you pulling up from? Are you watching from YouTube? We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Although I don't know what's going on with Twitch. I feel like my Twitch is not really popping off. You know, I don't know if I'm getting some kind of restricted views or whatever. I'm not tripping because I'm all in on YouTube. And if you ever miss a podcast episode, you can check out my podcast on my YouTube channel. And we're going to keep growing and keep building. Super excited. Got some dope people on deck. I think for next week, I have to look at my calendar. I'm going to have some people come up and just vibe and talk about anime, have some fun. You know what I mean? Not that it's not a lot of fun, just vibing with you guys, but you know, we're going to have some people, some conversation going back and forth for you guys to enjoy. Hopefully you will enjoy. And yeah, man, let me tell you, your boy is putting in work. I am committed to losing about 40 pounds, which is a crazy amount of weight, but it's very doable. You just got to up either or decrease and tighten up your eating, or you have to increase the amount of exercising you're doing, namely cardio, if you're trying to burn it. I've lost like this kind of weight like twice, and so I don't know though. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm really gonna want to go too far down. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see. I know that it's a slippery slope, man. It happens fast. Weight loss is a crazy thing. Like, it's not even weight loss. It's like maintaining a weight is a crazy thing. It's so easy to like go in the opposite direction than it is to go in the right direction. But I'm making changes. I'm changing my diet. My big thing always is like I want to make like sustainable life changes. So I'm very anti-dieting. Like when I compete, I would cut every now and then, but I don't like cutting. I don't like cutting. I don't get paid to like compete and stuff. So I'm not really here for dieting and stuff. I'm not against dieting. I'm not saying that for me. I'm not saying dieting is wrong. I'm just saying I'm not into dieting. I would much rather find sustainable life adjustments that I can make. So more exercise, more steps. Like, so for example, perfect example, I'm trying to get more steps right now. You know, every day I'm trying to hit between 8 and 10,000 steps. And it's a lot. It's a lot, fam. Like, let me tell you, it's not a small amount to get 10,000 steps. I used to think that 10,000 steps was not that much. And, you know, it depends on where you're living. Like when I lived in New York, 10,000 steps was nothing. It was nothing to get 10,000 steps. I got 10,000 steps probably by like 3 p.m. every day, especially on days I train. Because you walk to the train, you walk from the subway to wherever you got to go. You know, it's just New York, like 40% of your life is built is walking is included. So New York is just like built in for being like healthy if you are active, because there are people that are not healthy, not active. And so, you know what I mean? But New York, I find, is a good place. That's one of that's one of the benefits of living in New York is that, like, you can be healthy if you want. Now, you can also be fatter than anything you've ever seen in life in New York if you just are stationary. You know what I mean? Like, and it just depends on what you live. Like, I have tons of friends that are super healthy, super like skinny, and I have friends that are like big, and they're living in the same city. But the big thing too is like the thing that people don't really understand is that life kind of, especially with like your weight and your health, it's a balancing act. So if you're like in the gym and you're hitting it hard, you know what I mean? You have a lot more flexibility with your diet. That doesn't mean you can eat like whatever every day because there's still like your health, your actual health. But as far as like how you're going to look to most people, you're probably going to look like you're in shape and look like you're active. But that's a lot of calories and a lot of activity to have that kind of lifestyle. The flip side of that is if you eat very clean and very healthy, then you don't have to exercise as much as other people do. I think everybody needs to move their body daily. And let me say this. I feel like a lot of people struggle with things, and this is like a base level of like just wellness and feeling good. Sleep better. You know what I mean? 7, 8 hours if you can. Some people can function well off 6. I don't know who those people are. Maybe they're vampires, but try to get 7 and 8 hours of sleep consistently every night. Sleep is something that people don't realize is so important. I feel like sleep is the new water. It's the new leafy greens. Like, these are very simple things that you can do to have a healthier life. Like, get good sleep. Get good sleep. Get good sleep. Drink lots of water. Lots of water. I'm not just saying it, I do it. I go through like 4 or 5 of these a day. Drink lots of water. It really helps you out. And then lastly, move your body. You know, like I'm doing this 1 hour live, and it's not the best for my back, but after this, I'll probably go do a walk, a 10-minute walk on my treadmill to just kind of get my body back into action. You know what I mean? Like, you got to move your body. You got to exercise. You're going to have such a better life. It's all wellness, man. You know, I don't know. I feel like everybody should be focused on wellness. It's so important for everybody. You can enjoy your life, especially like people like us who like to play games, like video games, and like to watch a lot of anime. You're stuck. You're sitting. You're stationary for so long. You got to get out and move. You know what I mean? A lot of weebs and gamers aren't touching grass. Man, I go all the way out, man. Like, so when I was in Jersey, my sister had a house. She has a house in Jersey, and it had a big backyard and a big front yard. I mean, like a big backyard with the fire pit. It was beautiful. But I would go stand out barefoot for 10 minutes at the beginning of the day to just try to, like, you know what I mean? Because I think that people don't understand the level that of like stuff coming towards us on a daily basis is like we've never seen ever. You know what I mean? We're in a whole new world with like distractions, with you know, just like stimulus. No, I lived in New York for almost 15 years, just about 15 years, like 14 years. I moved to Manhattan in 2010, and then I moved to Astoria, Queens in 2016 or 2017 roughly. And then I stayed there up until about 2023 or so, 2024. Like, officially made the move. I also lived like for a year and a half in New Jersey with my sister. It was nice. What were you running for 4 hours? Like, were you trying to do a marathon? Did you try to do a marathon? 4 hours of running is a crazy amount of time. Like, I don't even, like, for me, I can do 5 hours, 5 miles in an hour. Now, mind you, I don't know past that. Like, I'm running for the 5 miles. So I don't know if I went past that, could I sustain it? But like, what was your pace? What were you doing? Like that, I'm really curious about 4 hours. Did you mean like you would try to run 4 miles? Because 4 hours of running is insane. 4 hours of walking is insane. If you walk for 4 miles, you're going to be cramping. You're going to be dehydrated. That's wild. So maybe you were doing a marathon. I don't know. Marathons are cool. Part of me wants to do like a marathon one day, but I just have to see how much my ankle will rehabilitate. I broke my ankle about 2 years ago, and so it doesn't feel good for sustained running. Now, mind you, I've gained weight, so I don't know if I lose this weight, if running will be back on the table. I don't know. I got to see what it is. But anyway, I'm just telling you, I'm just trying to encourage somebody. Take care of yourself. All right. Get some good sleep, drink water, move your body, and eat greens. Eat greens. Just throw them on the plate. Throw it on the plate. Thank you, man. It is healed. It has healed. I can do most things. I can walk. I can jog. But like a real like run where I'm actually hitting a pace. Because then, if you're running correctly, you should be up on your toes. And that's a whole different ballpark. So, you know, shout out to the microphone that I got. I forget the name of the brand, but man, this is great. So before I was doing the podcast on this microphone. Whoa! On this microphone. My Shure SM7. And I still love this microphone. I used it. I used it today. I use it for my videos. But for some reason with the podcast, the cord was kind of like coming undone. So I was getting like some static in the video. Plus, I didn't feel like holding my microphone for the entirety of the podcast. You see what I'm saying? Like both hands. So this makes a big difference for me because I would finish the hour of my podcast and my arm would just be exhausted, just worn out. So I'm liking doing this. It allows me to have a little bit more freedom. It also keeps me centered because one thing that's kind of tempting to do is like the float, and that's fine for my like horizontal shot, but for my vertical, I go out of frame. So loving this mic. The quality's pretty good. The Shure is definitely better quality, but this is really good quality, especially for the price. Thank you. I'm glad you're digging my new shorts. I think you're talking about my new shorts. Um, Definitely got a new strategy. I'm still refining it. Um, but I've kind of fixed in on a type of short that I want to do, which I think is fun. It's very much what's happening in the anime community. There's some more news things that I would like to put out too, but like I'm really locked in, dropping like 6 shorts a day. That's generally speaking, I would say 5 to 6 days out of the week, I hit 6 shorts a day. But sometimes it's hard, man. You know, it's hard to get all those shorts out. Now, what I need to do more of is using these clips. So after I finish this live, I got to clip this up and put it out. But I just, like I hate to say lazy because I'm doing so much work. So it feels crazy to even consider it lazy, but it's just lazy. I could do it. I could do it. I need to do it. It's beneficial. People enjoy it. But the main thing that like's been fun is just doing these lives. These lives are like an hour a day, and whenever I think, man, this is an hour, I think about these other streamers that are doing 3 and 4 hours. I don't even know how you could do 3 or 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. Streaming for 3 to 4 hours is crazy to me. I mean, I guess they can on Twitch. They let people watch stuff. I don't know. I think a friend of mine, she was watching stuff on Twitch and she got packed up. So I don't know what do you do for that long if you can't watch something. Sorry, I'm on the phone or I'm on my tablet. I tell you what, man, my life has gone like crazy. So I don't know if I'm like a webtoons artist now, but I'm working with webtoons, which is pretty exciting. Um, a little stricter than I thought they would be, but they're fine. I think it's, sometimes I'm a very creative person. And so sometimes when people offer me things like structure, I don't like it. But then when I actually do things within the structure, I see that, oh, it is actually easier if we do things this way. So, like, submitting a script, getting it approved, then I record, they give me the assets they want me to use. You know what I mean? It's like, it makes it better. Yeah, I'm pretty excited, man. I'm pretty excited about it. They were a company, oddly enough, they're a company that I wanted to work with. And I was actually talking to a friend at MegaCom this year about working with them, and they reached out. So super thankful about that. Um, I'm going to be reading more webtoons, just so I can be up. I can't talk about what I have a video getting ready to come out. I can't talk about it yet. I got to find out because the way we're working is like UGC. So I'm going to get paid to do their stuff, not do their stuff, but make, videos for them as opposed to like putting it on my page. Um, I got to see if I'm able, hola, ¿cómo estás? I got to see if I'm also able to, share content around the series that I'm talking about. Like, so let's say I was making a video for them about Naruto. Obviously, I know Naruto's not a manhwa. Let's say Solo Leveling or T-Bait, the beginning after the end. Can I still make other videos about the beginning after the end? And if I do, can I use their assets as long as I let people know that, hey, if you want to watch this or read this, you just have to go to Webtoon, which is cool, which is a pretty cool app. Um, Webtoons is really cool. I've been wanting to get into it more. I've been wanting to work with them. We're doing it. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully, we'll be working on lots of videos together. I'm very excited, very, very excited to be working with them. I did a sponsored post with a company, Blockies. Really cool company, very, very cool, considerate. We did a Naruto they had a Naruto figure model kit, and it's doing good. We're almost at like 20,000 views. And for sponsored posts, people smell that stuff like a mile away, so it's harder to get like as many views. Plus, views are just down right now. You know what I mean? Views are down. This is the thing too. I don't know if anyone here in this live does social media, but if you do social media, just know that it's like the stock market. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. And the key is consistency and maximizing when it goes up. So if I know, so like I don't really have to do anything because my page, my output is already maximized for social media or for when my stuff goes off. So for example, every year in the fall, and then it tampers out in the winter, but in the fall and winter, that's when my pages explode. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the platforms. I don't know if it's the people. But year after year, in the fall and winter, my social media just explodes. Like the views go through the roof. That's the time where I can grow. This last year, I grew about 45,000 followers on Instagram just from September to December. I just missed like 50,000. And then TikTok, I've doubled my following. And it's been like a slow grind since like May to the end of the year. So right now, I'm getting like decent views, Um, but they're like half of what I was getting in January and February. And I know that, so I don't freak out. And anyone who tells you that like they can consistently give you views and stuff, they're either buying them or they're doing some kind of hack that's not legal. You can't control, nobody's views are consistent straight through the year. They're not. The only thing you can do is raise your ceiling as your community grows. So if you have 1,000 views, there's going to be a lot of volatility, a lot of ups and downs. If you have 100,000 views, there's still going to be ups and downs, but the downs are going to have a base level. And even that's been a little bit different now, because you can have a video that has 4,000 views right next to a video with 10 million. That's just how it is. Now, if you have a following and you're engaged and you have a good community, more than likely people are going to be checking for your stuff. And so that's why you see people with 200, 300,000, they don't really go under like 30,000 views or so on, because they have about 30,000 people that are checking for their stuff. But that's only just over a little bit over 10%. So let's say you have 300,000 or 200,000, the base level of videos views you get is about 10 or 20,000. That means you're getting 10%, like at least 10%. That's why followers still matter. I don't know if that was like confusing. Followers still matter because you probably get about 5 to 10% of your overall following as a kind of guaranteed viewer. And so if you got 1 million, that 10% matters much more. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if you got 100,000, that 10% is smaller. But there's still going to be big gaps. I mean, I don't know if you're talking about what I want to hear, or what y'all want to hear. I'm just yapping. I missed my live yesterday. I normally go live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but yesterday was just it was a funky time, man. It's not easy to find that hour. Like even today I had to fight to find this hour. I was like, no, we're going to sit down and we're going to do this live at 4:00. And a lot of stuff kept coming up. And I was like, oh, I want to finish my, Dr. Stone video. And then, just like, I'm also on this like new diet. So life be lifing, bro. Like people think that they want to be like a content creator. You really don't. Let's start with the fact that, like, as a content creator, I would say last year was the first year that I like actually live off my videos. You know what I mean? Up until that point, I worked in social media and I made some money. Like I made like $600 in a month from Instagram on bonuses, or on Facebook, TikTok would even pay me like $600 a month, here and there. And, that's nice. That's nice extra money, but you can't live off that. So, the thing about social media is it's just so brutal. Social media is just so brutal. It's brutal to the ego. You know what I mean? Like I got friends and we are all super competitive, and I don't care if they're doing good. I want them to do good. I'm happy for them because I'm in a place where I'm super thankful. So I don't have to compare myself to anybody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the oh my God is for, but yeah, man, like, so, but it's hard, man. You're comparing yourself, your views will go up and you'll be popping off and everyone loves you and everyone's sharing your stuff. And then you'll go cold and nobody cares about your page. You get on a heater and you think, okay, I'm going to hit 75,000 followers by this time. And then whoo, you just run into a wall. But at the same time, I think like, man, if you can get over 10,000 followers on any platform today, that's amazing. That is not easy to do. It's not. And 25,000, like, come on, fam. If you have 50,000 followers on Instagram and you want to be doing brand deals, you can. You can do pretty much any brand deal you want. You might not get the rate you want, but you know what I mean? Like, but you gotta be creative, man. You gotta create something, like something that people want to steal and copy, or something that's like a very original. I feel like a lot of content creators aren't very original. I was watching a YouTube video today and I was so disgusted. This lady, she completely copied this guy's video, like ripped it off. And like at first I was like, this sounds familiar, And then she got to the point. So this guy is talking about the real time it takes to lose weight. And so the first 30 seconds, I mean, it's like bar for bar. But then when he gets to this one section, about 45 seconds in, he's like, the reason why you don't see the weight loss in the beginning is like if you're taking sheets off of a toilet paper roll. Hello. And the more sheets you take off, the more it's like you're easily able to see it. But at the beginning, you're taking sheets off and you can't really tell. So over time, it's easier to see it, because there's less sheets there. She used the exact same like metaphor and had the toilet paper roll. I was like, that's crazy, bro. Like I have people who like steal from me, and it's fine. I promise you, I do not get upset about people who take from me or steal from me or like, you know what I mean, copy my style. I don't care at all. It's the biggest compliment to me. Like, wow, they think that my stuff is good enough that they're going to use my hook or my like, like video concepts or whatever. I do think that like if you're doing it, you should like at least follow. But no, man, I don't care at all. Like I think that we as creators, we can't really, if we spend too much time trying to own things, like, oh, that's my hook, that's my style, that's whatever. Bro, no, man. Like, we all work together. If there's something that I'm doing that you like, I had a great time at like MegaCon in Orlando, and I met a lot of creators, and it was all love. Love what you do. Love what you do. Hey, man, I'm doing this. Like one of the creators that I met, we did a couple videos together. I didn't get to do one with him for my stuff, but he does 1 to 10. So 1 out of 1 anime, 1 out of 10 anime, 2 out of 10 anime, all the way up to 10 out of 10 anime. I thought that's a brilliant series. I think that's a great series, and I did it, and it was a lot of fun to do. A bear to edit, but it was a lot of fun. Social media is very confusing. Is a very confusing thing. People forget about YouTubers, and to make a good living from it, you need to make a lot. Bro, let me tell you something. YouTube is TV. If you can make it on YouTube, you're good. You're good. I mean, like, the money that YouTube pays is good, but the money that TikTok is paying is good. The money that Snapchat pays is crazy. You just got to be in there. And like, for me, I was fortunate that I got in there with TikTok. I want to get in there with YouTube. You know what I mean? So I could have like some diversity. TikTok is a lot better than people give it credit for. You know what I mean? TikTok definitely has changed a lot of people's lives. And I feel like Instagram was that space where like, okay, I can't make it on YouTube yet, but I got something to say. I got some takes. I got some creativity, but I need a platform to get it out there. Instagram forgot that that's who they were to start. And so that's why TikTok crushed them. And it's still crushing them. It's crushing everybody, because TikTok is a space where if you got something good to say, or you can say something in a funny way, anybody can get some shine. You know what I mean? Anybody can blow up on TikTok. You just got to do it. You just got to post it. And I've been working on TikTok since 2019, fam. And I got like to 62,000 followers in my first year, and then I've been at like between 62 and 68,000 followers for like 4 years. So it's a bear, man. It's a bear. I have a client that they started their TikTok page, blew up instantly, like right to like 20,000, I want to say. And then it's just been inching, and it's, they're locked in because some of their other platforms are doing good. But sometimes I can understand that people might feel like, well, what am I doing wrong? It's like, you're not doing anything wrong. The platforms shift, and you want to shift formatting, but you don't want to shift and try to follow what they're doing, because it's going to change. It's going to keep changing. You know what I mean? That's the thing about social media. Social media keeps changing. And that's why I say it's not a fun thing to do. It is fun. Like, so for example, if I can get to the point, my goal, I would love it if it happened this year, but like if it happens in the next 2 years, my goal is to be getting payments from YouTube, from TikTok, from Meta all at the same time. If you can get to that point, you're good because you don't have to worry about things shifting. You know what I mean? You're covered. One of the platforms is going to be bringing in the most money. Now, the one thing I would say, YouTube is the best for this because the shifts and the swings on YouTube are just not so volatile. And what I mean by volatile is not so big. They're not big swings. TikTok, man, it's like quarter to quarter. Every 3-6 months, we're like up and down. Instagram doesn't know what they're doing. You'll have a great year, and then the very next year, it'll be absolutely trash. I think I need a cough drop. No worries. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you for pulling up. And thank you for pulling up, everybody. My name is Brian, the Casual Brian, or Brian Casually Watches Anime for some. And I'm here. I'm live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This happened to be a makeup live because we're getting at least 3 out. We're getting at least 3 out. I got to do it. Got to make it happen. And we're making it happen. Oh, this is a really interesting question. So I'm gonna get to all the questions. If an alcoholic beverage company wanted to run a 6-month ad on your channel, would you let them? So we'll start with that. Yes, because I am a alcoholic beverage consumer. So I would love to partner with alcoholic companies to work on brands and stuff. Politics, I would say no. And this is my thing about politics. I have no problem with sharing my opinion on politics or what I think about politics, but I don't love either side enough to give them my platform. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like it's very divisive. Like this at the beginning of this year, I made a vow that I wasn't going to share anything that I felt like divided people. And some people might be like, oh, well, you're not really using your platform or you're hiding from the issues. And it's not that I'm hiding from the issues. We're divided enough. If you want to know my thoughts on a particular issue, I'll give them to you pure and uncut. But I'm not posting anything that's going to make one side angry because it does nothing for our country right now. We're so divided. We're so angry. Everything is like us versus them, black versus white. I'm not contributing to that at all. So I would stay away from politics. If I see correlations in politics, I talk about it in my social media post, you know. But yeah, I wouldn't take a political sponsor, and I probably wouldn't take a pharmaceutical sponsor either. I'm not a big fan of the pharmaceutical industry. I'm thankful for science and technology and like medicines that help people, but at the same time, I just think our healthcare system is so broken. So many people are struggling when they don't have to. So many people are getting disgustingly filthy rich, while other people like can't afford their medicine. So I probably would steer clear of pharmaceutical ads and political ads. I'm also blessed to be making enough money to where I don't need to just take anything. Now, you know, I don't know. I want to say like, you know, if the price is right, I want to be real. I want to be honest. You know, I'm looking to buy a home in the next year, in the next 24 months. So, you know what I mean? For politics, I'm probably not. For pharmaceutical, again, I'm probably not. Unless it's like allergy medication, which like I take religiously. So I could probably like partner with like Flonase. I wouldn't feel too bad about that. They could bring their price down a little bit, but you know, for what it does, I think it's pretty fairly priced. I mean, it definitely like will make the difference in your day. But definitely I'm looking for a bourbon sponsor for my podcast. You know, I want to do a bourbon with Brian. That would be my jam. Uh, next question, off topic, but have you seen the new anime Marriage Toxin? I have seen it. I haven't seen episode 3. I've seen episode 1 and 2, and my girl, she was just too tired to watch it last night. What happened the night that it came out? We were out. But yes, so the answer is yes. I've seen Marriage Toxin. I like it. I think it's funny. I know people are going to be upset. I already know people are going to be upset. You know what I mean? I know their relationship's going to make people weird. And which is funny because like the whole reason he's doing what he's doing is because of his sister. So if those type of relationships bother you, it's all through the show. I think it's funny. The animation is gorgeous, like insane. Like it came out of nowhere. The fight sequences are legit. I like the character dynamics. It's funny. You can't take it serious. So I'm really trying to like step out and watch a couple of more animes than I normally do. Normally I do like about 6 or 7. God, why do I always say that now? Ever since 6, 7 came out, I can't help but say 6 or 7. Always, no matter what it is. Like, what time do you want to get together? Oh, maybe around 6 or 7. Every time. It drives me crazy. There's a curse on that word. What is it? Marriage Toxin? Here for it. Definitely hilarious. Definitely good. Watching also the Barbarian King? Barbarian King. Good Lord. Can I speak? Episode 3's gas. I can't wait. I'm going to watch it tonight. I'm watching it tonight. If she doesn't want to watch it, then I'm going past her because I'm watching it tonight. I'm watching Marriage Toxin. I'm watching Kill Blue. I'm watching like Warrior Princess and the Barbarian King, I think is what it's called. I'm trying to get into some like more rom-coms. There's another one that I want to see. The premise is so ridiculous. It's like I was the rib of the of the hero. With what show or genre did you start with? Did you start with anime or different stuff? I started with Battle Shonen, Dragon Ball Z to be specific. I had watched like some other stuff, but I would say that Dragon Ball Z was the first time someone showed me something and they're like, hey, this is anime and it's awesome. Check it out. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. It's nothing like anything I've seen up until this point. And it was Goku versus Vegeta. It was my cousin. He had the cassette. He brought it over. He's like, bro, you got to watch this. This is crazy. It's this new thing I'm into. It's called anime. I was like, all right, cool. It was dubbed and I was so hooked. And I just immediately was on the internet looking for ways to find more cassettes. And then we got a guy, a Stan. It was a black guy. I'll never forget. Like a black guy, probably like in his early 20s. And he would get videotapes from Japan. Like somebody would like record it on their TV. And then they would do the dubs. The company would do the dubs. And bro, the cassette like covers were these printouts, bro. And it was crazy. Like every week you would go up and be like, hey man, so I need episodes 20, 22 through like, it was never like 10 episodes. Maybe it was like 10 episodes. And it was $25, bro. $25, fam. I don't even know what that would be in today's time. $25, it's gotta be easy like 50. Easy. I've seen episode 1 of Kill Blue. I thought it was funny. I think Marriage Toxin is funnier and better, but I haven't seen episode 2. It's right on deck. I like it though. I like it. I'll keep watching it. Another interesting question. If someone said they have a waifu versus someone who says they have a celebrity crush, would I have an issue with either one? I won't. I think it's fine. I don't know what the issue is with someone saying like, that's my waifu. I don't think that it's like a serious thing. It's just fun and enjoying the show. You know, best girl is another type of thing. I don't know if it's offensive. I don't see why it would be offensive. I feel like it's kind of, if anybody is bothered by waifu or best girl or even celebrity crush. It feels like you're bringing your morale, your beliefs into the culture. But everyone knows, like, it's the same. Waifu, celebrity crush, it's all the same energy, in my opinion. I haven't had too many celebrity crushes though. You know what I mean? Like there's been celebrities that I've thought were gorgeous, like Haley Berry or Holly Berry, however you want to say it. Emma Stone. The closest I had to a crush was probably Zoe Deschanel, which is crazy, right? It's crazy to say that, but I had a crush on her. I thought she was cute, but like I feel like when you say a crush, it's somebody like you would genuinely, you got like the posters and all this stuff. Like a lot of girls had a crush on Justin Bieber. I've never had a crush on anybody like that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna cry if I meet them or anything like that. It's just like it's not that deep for me. Not sometimes I worry about myself because like nothing is that deep for me, really. You know what I mean? I just feel like it can't be. If it is, because if it is and then you lose it, then what do you do? You know what I mean? Like so I can care deeply for something, but then like, if it moves, then I gotta let it go. I feel like possession is an illusion that people have that they don't really understand. Like you don't have anything. You don't have your job. You don't have the money that's in your account. You don't have anything because any of it, everything that you have, that you possess can be taken away. And you're like, oh, no one can take my my PlayStation or my Xbox away. If you get in an accident, you can't use it. Then what? It's gone. It's gone. And I'm not trying to be dark, but I'm just like, when you realize that you don't own anything, you can't hold on to anything, and that everything that's there is choosing to be there, then it's not that deep. You know what I mean? It's not that deep for me. Yeah. I came up in the music industry and I used to meet people all the time and people be freaking out. And I'm like, they're just people. You know what I mean? Like I admire and I love what they do in the music space, but let's play Madden. Let's go get some pizza. Like we don't have, I don't have to stay with a person that I admire in that space where I admire them. And that space doesn't like change anything else in life. You could be a great pianist and horrible at basketball. You know what I mean? You can be a phenomenal athlete and be an awful person. There's more to life than just one part of who someone is. So it's just never that deep for me. Even like with the social media stuff. Like, am I thankful and happy that like my page doubled and I grew 50,000 on Instagram, which it seems like crazy? Yeah, I'm thankful for that. I'm aware of that. Am I happy that I have over 10,000 subs on YouTube? Of course. I'm thankful for that. I'm aware of it. But like, if every video I post gets 1 million views or every video I post gets 10 views, I'm still posting because I enjoy it. It's fun. It's fun for me to do lives. It's fun for me to hear these interesting comments, and these questions. Whether there's 5 people here or 1 million people here, it's going to be the same energy. The only difference is, trying to keep up with comments and stuff. That I don't know how people do it like that. What is a red? I see this question a lot. What is a red flag in anime? So this is going to be, it's going to sound a little bit bad, but I don't mean it to be bad because I'm not like one of those guys that's like, oh, you're an anime tourist. I don't believe in that. I think that if you watch one anime and you like it, you're no different than someone who's watched 1,000 anime and likes it. It's all anime. We're all anime fans. But what I struggle with is people that come into the community and they start judging and downing elements of the anime community. And it's like, well, the community's here. And I'm not saying that the community can't be better in certain ways. Like guys always asking girls, oh, you like Anime, well, have you seen this anime? Have you seen this anime? That kind of stuff we can improve on that. But like, not everything has to be something you agree with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a community that doesn't bend the knee to each individual person. So for me, somebody who's coming in and like they got a lot of critique about anime tropes and the community, that's a red flag to me. I generally don't want to be around people like that. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be around people that got like they want to change the whole community. It's like, bro, I there are things we can change and improve upon, but why are you coming for Master Roshi? Why are you coming for Jiraiya? You know? Come on, leave him alone. Leave Jiraiya alone. If you don't get that, if you don't get the humor in that, that's fine. You don't have to watch it. But don't try to like get it canceled. Don't try to poo poo on Japanese people and their culture because they think it's funny. There's stuff that y'all do, there's stuff that we do here in America that they think is absolutely crazy. But nobody thinks about it like that. Do you stand by your Kenpachi and Gintoki takes from the swordsmanship short? I don't remember what the take was. Like, you have to refresh me. Like, do I think Gintoki is the best swordsman? Yes, I stand by that. You could say Kenshin. I think Zoro, like, when I think about like swordsmanship and swordsman, I think about like really using the sword. When you start twirling swords around on your fingers, that's powers to me. That's not if it's not realistic, then it's powers. So Zoro's issue is that he has a lot of powers. Like Rurouni Kenshin, it's swordsmanship, but it's kind of like on the Demon Slayer side. Like all these like special looking things you see, that's just for the show. Even except for the fire. They really do make fire come out of their blade. But yeah, I think Gintoki uses swords techniques. Now obviously no real person could do what he does, but they're still based on swords techniques. So that's why I give it to him. All the guys in Gintama, I think, are great with swords, and they have some of the best swords duels and fights. Anime hot take. I have a bunch. Beastars is weird. Steins Gate was boring. Dragon Ball Super is not as good as Dragon Ball Z. Naruto should have ended with pain, Madara at the very least. The first Naruto fight was better than the second Naruto fight, but people just get blown away by the powers and the effects and all that stuff. There you, there you go. That's enough hot takes right there. Just gonna just stop right there. Those are like some hot takes. Bam. Here's another hot take, but people get this confused. People get this hot take confused. So I'm gonna try to like make sure that everybody can understand what I'm saying. I think that Fairy Tail fits better with One Piece and Naruto than Bleach. Now, what am I saying? I'm not saying that Fairy Tail is better than Bleach. I'm not saying that Bleach is not really a part of the big three. The big three is always One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. There's no debating that. But what I'm saying is stylistically, One Piece, Naruto, and Fairy Tail go together perfectly and would have made a better big three than having Bleach, because Bleach doesn't really feel like One Piece and Naruto does. Even though they were all kind of influencing each other, you know what I mean? Although I feel like there was a time where just Naruto and One Piece really kind of pushed each other, and they had an influence and an effect on each other where you can clearly see it. But yeah, I think Fairy Tail would have went there perfectly. I think I don't disagree with like the take that Guts, is a good swordsman. I just when I think about like good swordsmen, I'm gonna lean more towards like a Japanese swordsman. You know what I mean? Like someone from Japan. I think that they're better with the sword, even though it's katana. But Guts is crazy. I don't think that like that medieval, the knights and those type of swordsmen are better than the peak of a Japanese swordsman, if that makes sense. Beastars is weird, but it's supposed to be weird. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing and it goes back to the red flag. Anime is supposed to be weird because it can be because it's animated. You know what I mean? That's why I don't watch live actions. They're just they have to take the weirdness out because if they don't, the weird if they leave the weirdness in, then it's cringe. So I think anime is supposed to be weird. Sometimes it's just too weird for you. And Beastars was too weird for me. All right? You got a wolf who's in love with a rabbit, but he also wants to eat the rabbit. And then the rabbit is a side chick for a deer. All right? It's weird for me. All right? And then the different types of like emotions being had. It's just a furry thing. I mean, apparently it's a really good story. I'm okay. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like everything ain't for you. I 100% believe that sushi is delicious. It just ain't for me. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. It just ain't for me. Doesn't mean it's not delicious. Doesn't mean there's not millions, if not, I don't know about billions. Definitely millions of people on this earth. Maybe billions. I'd say at least a seventh of the people on this earth enjoy sushi. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that there's at least a billion people who enjoy sushi? I think so. I think that there's at least a billion people that enjoy sushi. There's got to be. There's got to be a seventh. I mean, with all the Asian people in the world, it's got to be at least a billion people that like sushi. Okay. This is going to be an interesting answer. Do I think the One Piece live action is a good adaptation? Yes. I think they did a great job. Do I think it's good? No. I think it's a great adaptation. And so when you're adapting a manga or something that's already an anime, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't compare it to the anime, it's phenomenal. And I think that if I saw it in order like this, manga, live action, anime, I would love the story of One Piece. But what people don't understand is One Piece is my favorite anime. I love One Piece. I love all the small parts about One Piece. You know what I mean? All the lessons, all the heart of One Piece, all the difference matter to me. I hate that in season 1 they combine Arlong Park with the Baratie. What is that? You can't do that. But you have to do that. And so I think they did a great adaptation, but I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan. You can't you gotta get rid of the weirdness. And the weirdness is what makes anime fun. The weirdness is what makes anime anime. And the weirdness, in my opinion, is there for a reason. To separate the people who want the story and who don't. Some people think that One Piece is too goofy. Fine. Perfect. It's not for you. Just like Beastars ain't for me. Some people, they can't watch JoJo. They can't take JoJo's serious. I think JoJo's is hilarious. I think it's a vibe. It's fun. It like draws you into the story. The whole time I'm fully aware of how weird it is. Doesn't matter. I think One Piece is they're playing with fire. They're in danger of oversaturating the IP. You know? I don't really care though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not watching it. So just like I'm not watching the live action. So for me, there's just the anime. That's all there is for me. I'm just more concerned with like, bro, You guys got all these millions of projects. You better make sure that you have a good ending. That's all. That's what I know. That's what makes me nervous. They got because Oda has his hand in all of this stuff. So it's like, bro, man, you need to lock in and land this plane. Make sure that the ending of One Piece is good. I'm terrified, man. I don't know what I'll do if the ending of One Piece is bad. You know what I mean? Like, because One Piece has been my favorite anime for so long, and if the ending is bad, you gotta dock it at least 2 points. So if I have it at a 10, it's going down to an 8. If I have it at an 8, and I don't have it at 8, I have One Piece. The story of One Piece I have probably at like a 9, 8. Probably 9, 8. Could give it a 9, 9, but like why? You know what I mean? Like why? Ah, okay. Took me a minute. I don't know why I couldn't read that right. Who's my favorite One Piece character and who's my favorite Straw Hat? My favorite. Hmm. It could be the same character for both Luffy, but I'll to make it a little bit more interesting. I always like whenever I answer these questions, I always take Luffy out, and so I'll say Law, and I'm really into Chopper right now, man. Like I'm really into Chopper. I think that Chopper has a lot of heart, and I think he's fun. I think he's funny. Um, and just rewatching the beginning, the first part, I think Chopper's character gets lost in the second half. You know what I mean? Like, but Chopper has a lot of personality, and he's there for a lot of the beginning, and like his naiveness, his naivete. I think it's a real good match for the Straw Hats. So it's Law and Chopper, pre-time skip Chopper. I think that the Seven Deadly Sins season one was great. The manga was pretty fun. I don't know what they were doing with like season two and beyond, but who knows, you know? But I think Seven Deadly Sins as a story is great. It's wonderful. I think the sad thing is that a lot of people don't really understand Meliodas, and so he's not who people make him out to be. Although it just that kind of PDA is weird. So whether people understand that that's a woman that he's been with for 1,000 years or something, and they just keep reincarnating, I still think that the PDA is just like kind of wild. But Seven Deadly Sins is good, and Solo Leveling is amazing. But like Solo Leveling is like a slice of pizza. You know what I mean? Like it's good. It's not gonna be like anything that you write home about. You know, even if it's a great slice. You know, oh man, you know, how can I say it? Solo Leveling is like, yeah, it's like a good slice of pizza. You know, it's a great slice of pizza. But you don't want to eat pizza like every day. You know, you're not gonna take your girl for on the anniversary to get pizza. You know, so Solo Leveling is just it's very surface, straightforward. It does what it intends to do, and I think that that's important. It does what it intends to do. I don't hate on it at all. I did think it was like kind of crazy how the one time we get to see this man like vulnerable and open up, everyone hated it. They hated that episode. I did watch Takapi's Original Sin. I thought episode one was like jarring. I was not prepared for it. Um, I thought it was a brilliant story, and I think that the brilliance of Takapi's Original Sin is not that it was sad. There's so much more to it than just being a sad or dark anime. What was amazing to me about it was that what I thought I knew at the beginning, I realized I didn't know. And it wasn't a sixth sense type of like pull the rug from under you thing. It was like, don't judge people. You need to slow up. You think you know people. You think you got things figured out. You don't know anything. You don't know anything about what's going on in people's lives. And so how I felt at the beginning of Taco P's Original Sin was completely different than how I felt at the end. And so that was a good lesson for me, a good reminder for me that like we're all so quick to judge, but you don't know what people are dealing with. And unless you know the whole story, you really shouldn't judge anybody. There's a lot. There's a couple of things I would say. Dan to Dan's a lot of fun. Mob Psycho was great. That's completed. I like Food Wars a lot. I'm really loving Blue Lock. I think that that's a really interesting take on sports. Most time, the whole idea is like not being about yourself, but being about the team. Like Iokoji, Iokoji. I think it's Iokoji. There's another soccer anime that came out around the same time, but it's the complete opposite message. So I like Blue Lock. I like what they're doing with that. I like freaking Haikyuu. I think Haikyuu is a slept on anime. But yeah, those are some of the best ones I've seen. But anyway, guys, it's been an hour, and so sadly, it's time for me to leave. But here's the good news. Since I missed Wednesday and I had to do Thursday, that means I'll be around on Friday, tomorrow. I'll be on earlier, though. So around 12 or 1. So just be looking for me. And tomorrow is Fortnite Friday. So as I'm playing, I will be playing Fortnite. As I'm talking, I will be playing Fortnite. So hopefully you can join me for Fortnite Friday. If not, you can always catch it in my podcast section on my YouTube channel. And hopefully within the next week or so, I will be getting my audio up on Spotify. So until the next time, have a great time. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of y'all. And remember, stay casual.